And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. The activity in front of the Brooklyn Museum, not too far from our setting today here at the Barclays Center. A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. DA, it's all yours. Well, really making the most of not having much to work with. Thank you, DA. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at the Nets. They hold the first place spot in the conference just right where they want to be. They've got momentum. And checking out Miami, down 5 spots from them.
And when you look at Miami, they've got to be thrilled with the way this season has started for them. They've already got some big wins under their belt and definitely a confidence booster.
And that's what they needed early on. Some performances that proved to themselves and everyone else that they have the talent to compete with any team in the league.
So here's Miami's starting group. Filling out the wings, it's Waiters and Butler. James Johnson is out there with Adebayo. And it's Dragic in at the 1. And for Brooklyn, we've got DeAndre Jordan. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harris. Then it's Wilson Chandler. And it's Durant in at the 3, the small forward. You know, Steve, for teams that are already struggling big time, what's a sign that the ship is going to be difficult to turn the other way and get back on track?
I think, Kevin, body language and obviously what they're saying in the media. There's some teams, you watch them, guys hit a three-point shot, they come to the bench. No one's up clapping, no one's communicating with each other. Those are the teams I think is very hard to turn around.
Now here's Durant, following the missed shot by James Johnson. Nobody near Irving. Off target with his 3. He'd have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Waiters. Doesn't go that time. Some solid defense from Harris. And it's Harris with the ball for the Nets. Puts up a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Harris has got 5 now.
Well, the thing about Kyrie, he draws so much defensive attention. Someone's often left open.
Durant against Butler. Waiters outside. Over Harris. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
That breaks their string of misses. Now 1 for 5. You can feel their sense of relief.
The Heat shooting their first free throw of the game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
Jordan. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Outside, KD fires the 3, and the Nets another 3.
No one Durant's height with this level of usage has ever shot this well from distance.
Outside, Dragic. Rebound, Brooklyn. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
And last year, an entertaining season series between the two ended up...
Ooh, love it, love it. One more for the highlight reel. KD with the skyscraper.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Waiters with the ball. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And ever since the Big 3 era ended, Miami has sort of defined middle of the pack.
Yeah, for the last 5 seasons, they haven't won more than 48 games or lost fewer than 37. This is what happens when you rarely select in the top 10 of the draft. You become reliant on free agents, and that's a tricky, sometimes heartbreaking approach.
Here's Irving. Again, the Nets for 2.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Outside Butler. Nice move. The shot missing. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And it seems odd to say, given that they won that pretty easily, but really they did not look especially strong in that game.
They were really fortunate to come away with that victory. It wasn't their finest game, but hopefully they'll be better here in this one.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, they came in with a purpose, gave everything they had. It just wasn't quite enough.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And a new group in for the Heat. Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Olynyk comes in for Johnson. Winslow's checked in for Dion Waiters. And it's Collison in for Goran Dragic. Offensive rebound. Here's Allen. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
That shot wide open. And that's now 6 points for Butler.
Pretty good with the ball in his hands off the dribble, but now you're seeing the other facet of his game, the catch and shoot jump shot.
Here's Dinwiddie. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Brooklyn shooting their first free throws of the game. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. Here's Collison. 1:35 left in the first quarter of the game. Floats it up for Butler. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
Confidence, confidence. Jimmy Butler get to that spot, you won't be disappointed.
Nets leading by 4.
Well, they say players are made in the summertime, and that's Jimmy Butler's favorite time of year. He calls it grimy season, gets out in the country, and puts in that work.
Olynyk the pass to Collison. Outside Butler. Winslow against LeVert. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Collison. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
And I'm going to give him a lot of credit because he saw what he was up against and he was undeterred.
Count it.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Left side Butler lets it go from deep. Brooklyn with the rebound.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
From the top of the key. LeVert against Butler. Here's Dinwiddie. Lays it up off the glass. Dinwiddie's got 6 points.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Butler finds Collison. And here's Olynyk from the up. Got it! Got it! What a shot!
I love that one.
Big time shot to beat the buzzer there. My goodness.
He had to rush that one a little, but terrific stroke from range.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Nets lead by 5. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. Tough nose Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a friend.
You call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call me.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Kurucs is out there with Prince, and it's Allen in at the center, filling out the middle. Kurucs was the 40th pick and wasn't expected to contribute, Greg, in year 1, but his strong play as a rookie, has helped rescue a Nets team that was teetering on the brink with the loss of Karis LeVert.
You know, they had guys who could shoot, and they had guys who could defend, but no one who could do both. Kurucs can hit open threes, and with that 7'2" wingspan, a factor defensively.
There's Winslow. No good on the shot. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. They trail by 9 points. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
I love how Jimmy Butler let the play develop, how he's learned to trust his vision.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A. The Heat trail by 11. Here's Waiters. Johnson outside. On the wing, Winslow. Over Durant. Brooklyn with the rebound. Allen's got his 4th rebound in this one. It's Durant with the drive, and then Durant with the dunk.
It's a pick your poison situation with KD. You can't give him space, but he's got the handle to go right by you.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Now here's Waiters. Pass to Winslow. Pass to Adebayo. Clock at 6. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down now to just 11 on the bucket from Winslow.
Making things happen in close, that's where Winslow is most comfortable scoring the basketball.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Miami called for the foul. The Nets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And the first one drops. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up and up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Pass to Adebayo. And the foul on Joe Harris. That's his first foul. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Dragic with a wide open look. And again, Miami with the triple.
Not really a long-range shooter, but Goran Dragic must be a priority for the defense on that play.
Irving dishes to Chandler. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. And the Nets lead by 14.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
You know what it is? It's his creativity. That's making this engine run.
Dragic gets the bucket.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Irving against Dragic. Irving passes to Jordan. It's stolen by Dragic. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. And Adebayo throws it down.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Back to KD. And then Durant with the dunk.
Aggressive move by KD. It gives this team a different attitude when he's attacking the rim.
And the Heat call time here.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Durant. Karis LeVert comes in for Joe Harris. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. And a new group in for the Heat. Leonard, he's checked in for Adebayo. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Johnson. Butler, he's checked in for Justice Winslow. And it's Collison in for Goran Dragic. 59 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Olynyk. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. It's a hand on it, and there's Jordan putting it right back in. Jordan's got 6 points in the quarter.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And so Collison will bring it up for Miami. 40 seconds left to play in the first half. He kicks it to Olynyk. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Collison's got his 4th assist in this one.
What a game for him so far. He started out strong in that first quarter and has only turned it up from there.
Here's Dinwiddie. Jimmy Butler with the rebound.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Olynyk finds Leonard. Waiters outside. Now Olynyk. And so it's Brooklyn. Ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what was your plan for tonight?
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. Checking out Brooklyn, and over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Well, I think their problem is rebounding, Ernie. You know, when you're trying to come back in a game, every possession counts because each possession can turn into points, and you need to cut that deficit quickly.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
And many of those quality shots have been jumpers, a very high percentage of those in the first half.
On the court for the Heat, Butler and Johnson the forwards. Dragic and Waiters, they're the backcourt. And it's Adebayo in at the 5, down low.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
The Heat trail by 9.
Well, you love the energy that Bam Adebayo brings while he's on the floor. Great finisher who hustles nonstop. Really, the only question is how you match him up on the defensive end.
Good. 6 points for Dion Waiters.
Having waiters on the floor, he gives you versatility in the scoring department.
Here's Irving. An easy 2 points on the layup. And those position questions you mentioned with Adebayo. A bit of a tweener in the post.
There he is. Adebayo has a game that is suited for a center. He attacks and stays close to the rim, but he's had a hard time matching up against some larger centers, and that's why we haven't seen more of him.
That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down to 7 points thanks to the hoop from Dragic. Dragic against Irving. Right side Durant. The feed to Chandler. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
Dragic kicks to Butler. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Nets leading by 9. And here is Irving. He's got 8. Jordan dishes to Irving. Such a wide open look. Irving's got 10 points in the game.
I mean, Kyrie, too pure of a shooter to let him catch and shoot with that much space.
Waiters outside, and it's Dragic off the drive.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Caruth is checked in for Jordan. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for the Heat.
Well, he was a champion in Italy. We see what Dragic has done in the NBA. He's had a solid career, and he's still evolving.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. The league's long-distance bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
You look at Irving, he's going to need to leapfrog quite a few great shooters if he's going to be a part of the three-point festivities on All-Star Weekend, but, you know, maybe he can do it.
I mean, anything's possible, especially if he has a few big games from beyond the arc before All-Star Weekend. That'd give him a nice bump in the voting.
And we'll keep you posted as we find out more and as we get closer to the three-point contest once we have our final list of official contestants.
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. That's the one thing we all know. We've got an incredible group of long-distance shooters in this league right now.
Well, you look at the career of Dragic, Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points. Love the recognition, realizes that one is all him.
Sometimes that's the call. You want to be unselfish, but even more so, you want to be effective.
And it goes down 2 points. Adebayo's got his second bucket.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Irving against Dragic. Puts it up. For 3, Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 5 assists in the game.
We see his playmaking ability each year has been growing and growing. Beautiful play by Kyrie.
And the Heat call time here. Well, Steve, it doesn't matter how they do it, but there are some players, as you know, that can get into another player's head. I guess like a Dennis Rodman, but there are a lot of them now that play and use that tactic.
Yeah, Draymond Green, Kevin, Patrick Beverly, Chris Paul, I think is one of those guys. P.J. Tucker, he doesn't really talk, but he has a lot of antics. There's a lot of guys that like to get in your head. Also, Joel Embiid is one. He does it extremely well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Prince is checked in for Caruth. Karis LeVert comes in for Joe Harris. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Irving. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You two players.
Miami has possession. Olynyk the pass to Leonard. Dinwiddie against Collison. 4 on the clock. Winslow finds Butler from deep. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. .156 left to play in the third. Dinwiddie attacking, and the rejection by Leonard. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Collison with it, defended by Dinwiddie. Back to Collison. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Olynyk has the open look. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. Olynyk's got 12 in the game. Dinwiddie passes to Allen. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And there's the pass to Butler. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Butler's got 4 points this quarter.
Everything's been working for Butler tonight. He's developing the identity of a superstar.
Collison against Dinwiddie. Collison, no good. Brooklyn leading by 9. Here's KD, and KD throws it down.
The long strides of Durant gliding through the lane. Throw it down, big fella.
Collison with it. 52 seconds left to play in the third. Prince against Winslow. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Using that solid frame inside, Winslow draws the foul.
The Heat shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Jordan, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Chandler comes in for Kevin Durant. Dion Waiters checked in for the Heat. Pass to Chandler. Down low, Leonard with the steal. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And the dunk by Winslow.
Good straight line speed makes Winslow a dangerous finisher on the break.
Here's Jordan. Unable to get that one. Big that time from Leonard. For Miami, they have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one. And the first one at the line is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And so Olynyk nails both of them.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
From deep 3-point range, but they recover it. Prince kicks to Dinwiddie. Over Collison, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. Brooklyn ahead, leading by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And here's Collison, who will bring it up for Miami. It's a 5-point game. Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Jordan is out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Prince in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Basket good. LeVert's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Brooklyn. Here's Waiters. Lets it go from 14. Here's Olynyk. It counts, and the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And using that 7-foot frame on the boards, yes, Olynyk possesses guard skills, but he can still be a force down low.
Nets leading by 4. Dinwiddie right side. Chandler kicks to Prince. No good on the 3.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Olynyk. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. And that's 19 points for Kelly Olynyk. Dinwiddie outside. Passes it to Jordan. Back to Dinwiddie. And the foul called on Myers-Leonard. That's his first foul. And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in. Heat also with the sub. Adebayo's checked in. Harris, good.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Pass to Adebayo. Waiters outside. Some solid defense from Harris. Nets leading by 5. LeVert finds Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
That's what DeAndre is out there to do. Dropping the hammer is his specialty.
The Heat have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Collison, the pass to Adebayo. He dishes it to Waiters. Dinwiddie against Collison. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Heat need to get a shot off, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Can't be careless when DeAndre is around. He slaps shots back with some real authority.
Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. Off target from three-point range. Now the pass to Collison. Back to Waiters. That's tipped. Harris against Olynyk. Harris outside. Takes a 3. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got his 4th rebound in this one. Winslow, the pass to Waiters. Over Jordan. That one off the back iron and out.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had.
LeVert kicks to Harris. Fades. And it's LeVert missing.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Winslow.
Locked and loaded. Winslow with the steady hand as this game heats up.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn.
And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Critical part of the game. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adjust what you're doing.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Durant comes in for Karis LeVert. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Dinwiddie. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
Now here's Dragic looking for Waiters and gets it there. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
It's stolen by Dragic. Waiters dishes to Olynyk. Now Butler. Outside Dragic. And it's sent back by Allen. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 5. 1:41 left in the game. Left to play in the final quarter. Irving for 3. Good. And Harris gets the assist. 16 points for Kyrie Irving.
This is what makes Kyrie so dangerous. He is so proficient from distance.
Right wing. Waiters outside. Outside Butler. Launches a three. Here's Adebayo. And it's sent back by Allen. Irving finds Harris. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And now it's a 10-point Brooklyn lead. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Kicks it to Waiters. Offensive rebound. Here's Dragic from outside. No good that time. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for Brooklyn.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Kyrie Irving.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
Here's Nwaba. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never...
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.